Hi all, welcome to BIAS Academy, Science and Technology Audio Notes for Prelims and Mains, Unit 6, Part 1, Chapter 3. Chapter is Sound Pollution and Radioactive Pollution, and the topics which we're going to cover are causes of sound pollution or noise pollution, impacts of noise pollution, preventive measures of sound pollution. The next is radioactive pollution, the causes of radioactive pollution and prevention of radioactive pollution. So, what is noise pollution or sound pollution? Noise pollution refers to unwanted, uncomfortable sound dumped into the atmosphere, leading to health hazards. The word noise is derived from Latin word nausea, which means the feeling of sickness. A particular sound may be pleasant to one and unpleasant to another. Noise is usually defined as an unpleasant sound that affects a person's ability to concentrate on work or perform normally. So, an unwanted or uncomfortable sound is known as noise pollution. The sources of the sound pollution can be divided into two categories. One is industrial industrial noise, other one is non-industrial noise. Okay, industrial noise, this is also called occupational noise and is largely produced by industrial machines and processes. The workers are subjected to noise for almost 7 to 8 hours a day. Various kinds of industries such as textiles, iron, steel, utensils, automobiles, fertilizers, paper, ceramics, thermal power stations are major contributors of noise pollution. Industrial processes like crushing, drilling, bunching, grinding, blasting generate loud noise. The industrial siren is also a major source of sound pollution. Okay, the next is non-industrial sources like traffic noise, domestic noise, loudspeakers. These are the chief sources. Traffic noise is created by continuous running of automobiles on road, running of trains, aeroplanes, jet planes. The noise generated by honking of vehicles. The next is domestic noise. The domestic noise generated at a household level. Many entertainment devices like TV, radio, audio, home theater systems as well as music instruments cause domestic noise. Many appliances like AC, coolers, washing machines, blenders, vacuum cleaners also contribute to domestic noise. Today, mobile phone ringtone is also adding to the problem of noise pollution. The next one is loudspeakers. The most common source of human-made noise in India is loudspeaker. For every religious and non-religious public and private functions and gatherings, the use of loudspeakers is a common practice. The intensity ranges from 60 to 100 decibels. The other non-industrial sources of noise include construction work, crowded markets, and atomic explosions as well. Okay, what are the impacts of this sound pollution on humans and other organisms? The loudest sound that a person can withstand without much discomfort is about 80 decibels. How much sound we can listen to comfortably? That is around 80 decibels. The optimum levels as prescribed by the World Health Organization is 45 decibels by day and 35 decibels by night. So the optimum prescribed by World Health Organization is 45 decibels during daytime and 35 decibels during night time. The maximum threshold level which a human ear can hear is up to 80 decibels. According to World Health Organization, the noise level above 85 decibels and above is hazardous and harms the hearing ability of human beings. Continuous exposure to noise pollution causes headache, nausea, vomiting, pain in the ear, discomfort in the ear. Noise reduces the depth and quality of sleep and thereby adversely affects the overall mental and physical health. Noise increases anxiety, it increases fear, anger, irritation in those who are continuously exposed to high levels of noise pollution, and also increases stress in the body as well. Noise-induced stress leads to increased blood pressure, palpitation in the heart, and constriction of blood vessels. Noise leads to a number of physiological disorders in human body like fatigue, increased sweating, insomnia. Chronic noise pollution may lead to abortions and congenital defects in the developing embryos. Children exposed to high level of noise have decreased development of brain and sometimes may lead to mental retardation. Noise has various adverse effects on wildlife too. There is a decline in migration of birds. Zoo animals like deer, lion, rhinoceros are reported to be worst affected by noise pollution. Such animals become dull and inactive as well. Okay, these are the impacts. Then how do you prevent this noise pollution? First one is we can reduce it at the source. Second one is we can control the transmission. Third is creating a vegetation that is a buffer zone. Fourth is educating and providing awareness and giving awareness. Okay, how do we reduce at the source? The method of reducing and preventing the noise at the source is called source reduction. This can be achieved by efficient lubrication of vehicles and designing new varieties of machines in cars, trucks, trains that produce very little noise or no noise, and segregating the noisy equipment, introducing less noisy machines in place of noisy ones, setting up of industries at least 10 to 15 kilometers away from residential areas. This is one method. Second one is control of transmission. This can be achieved by using soundproof and sound absorbing materials like acoustic bricks and tiles in the house construction. Okay. Then third one is creation of vegetation buffer zones. To prevent noise pollution in the cities and towns, noise absorbing plants such as coconut, neem, banyan, casuarina, etc. plants, they can be planted along roadsides or in front of the buildings such as colleges, hospitals, libraries, industrial estates. And the fourth preventive measure for noise pollution is education and awareness. People must be made aware of the health hazards of noise pollution through newspapers, TVs, social media, radio, workshops and lectures. So apart from this, there are other preventive measures like discarding vehicles that have completed their lifespan, arranging political meetings outside the residential areas, complete prevention of any type of noise pollution during night time, religious and cultural functions where firecrackers are exploded like Diwali should be conducted in large grounds away from residential areas. Okay, now let's go to the next topic, that is radioactive pollution, and then impacts and preventive measures of radioactive pollution. Radioactive pollution is a phenomenon of exposure to the spontaneous emission of hazards, exposure to high energetic rays as a result of nuclear accidents like Chernobyl, explosion of nuclear weapons, and accidental encounters with radioactive waste. Radiation is a form of energy transmitted through air. What is radiation? Radiation is a form of energy transmitted through air. Okay. What are the types of radiations? One is electromagnetic radiation, other one is nuclear radiation. Electromagnetic radiations come from sun. There are different types of electromagnetic radiations as well, based on the wavelength like cosmic, gamma, X-rays, UV rays, etc. And then what about the atomic or nuclear radiation? These are emitted from unstable nucleus in the form of alpha, beta, gamma radiation. The source of atomic radiation includes nuclear waste from power reactors, mining and refining of atomic minerals, leakages from nuclear plants, atomic explosions and nuclear accidents. Based on the effects on human and others during other organisms, the radiation can be divided into ionizing and non-ionizing radiations. The non-ionizing radiation include UV rays, whereas ionizing radiation includes cosmic rays, X-rays, beta rays, gamma rays. The alpha rays are particularly intensely ionizing but cannot effectively penetrate the body. They are not dangerous only when emitted inside the body. The beta particles are fast-moving electrons emitted by many radioactive elements. They are more penetrating than alpha particles but can be easily shielded by few mm of wood or aluminium. They can penetrate a little way into the human body but are generally less harmful than gamma rays. Exposure produces the effects like sunburn. When you are exposed to a beta rays, it produces sunburn which is slower to heal. Whereas the gamma rays are highly energy beams. These are high energy beams emitted in many radioactive decays and have very high penetrating power, so they require substantial shielding. Gamma rays are highly ionizing and induce mutations which can lead to cancer. Higher dose of X-rays, cosmic rays can cause instant death. The impacts in lower doses but longer exposure includes, longer exposure might include cancers, mental retardation, congenital malformations, stunted growth, high infant mortality rate. Okay, then how do we protect? What are the protection measures? There are 4 general ways to protect oneself from radiation. 1 is limiting the time of exposure, 2 is distance, 3 is shielding, 4 is containment. Limiting the time of exposure. In occupational situations, the radiation received by body can be reduced by limiting the exposure time. Coming to distance, the intensity of radiation always decreases with the distance from the source. Hence, nuclear establishment need to be much away from human habitations, at least maintaining a distance of 30 to 40 kilometers. Then what is shielding? The third preventive measure. Barriers of lead, barriers of concrete, aluminum barriers, and even water barriers give good protection from high levels of penetrating radiation such as gamma rays. First one is limiting the time of exposure. Second one is keeping away the nuclear radiation industries away from human habitations, minimum maintaining 30 to 40 kilometers radiation. And then third one is shielding, building barriers of lead, barriers of concrete, barriers of aluminum, barriers of water. And the fourth preventive measure is containment. The highly radioactive materials are confined and kept out of workplace and environment. They should be contained in a remote place. So these are the measures. Okay, we will recap what we have discussed. We have discussed sound pollution. We have seen the causes of sound pollution, industrial causes and non-industrial causes, and then impacts of sound pollution. And then we have discussed the preventive measures. Next is we discussed about radioactive pollution. The causes of radioactive pollution. What is radiation? Radiation is a form of energy transmitted through the air. There are 2 types. One is electromagnetic radiation, other one is nuclear or atomic radiation. Then we have discussed about prevention of radioactive pollution. How do we protect us from radioactive pollution? There are 4 methods or general methods. One is limiting the time of exposure. Second is distance, that is maintaining a 30 to 40 kilometers distance from human habitations. Third is shielding. Shielding is building barriers of lead, concrete, aluminum or even water. Fourth is containment. Okay, with this we'll end our today's lecture. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. If you have any doubts, queries or need any help, you can mail us to theiasacademy@gmail.com.